All right, so Michael Morales versus Gilbert Burns just literally happened. And if you watched the fight, you know exactly what the result was. It wasn't exactly what Gilbert Burns was hoping for. And I'll be honest, man, as this fight was about to happen, I was really, really hoping that Gilbert was going to be able to get this win, you know? But he had the deck completely stacked against him. For one, he's 38 years old, and we already know that the sport of MMA is not a young man's sport, especially in the lower weight classes. In the higher weight classes, you kind of get away with that stuff, but man, in the lower weight classes, when you're almost 40 years old and you're dealing with guys who are still in their 20s, that is a big, big, big hurdle to try to overcome. But not just that. Gilbert Burns was also dealing with something completely different, right? He was dealing with the effects of fame, with the effects of success. He was candid and he was open and he was honest about that very recently before this fight, right? He said that after he fought Khamzat Chimaev, his fame just skyrocketed. His revenue skyrocketed. You know, the amount of people that wanted to talk to him, to associate with him, his fans, everything just skyrocketed after that Khamzat Chimaev fight. Of course, because of the performance he was able to put on against Chimaev. And he said that made him lose focus. It made him not pay as much attention to what actually got him to the game. You know, more money, more fame, more everything. A lot of times, you know, people get comfortable. This is what happens to a lot of people. He's not unique when it comes to that, right? But then when you compare that to someone like Michael Morales is not, you know, Gilbert Burns, right? He just had his big win, right? Beating Gilbert Burns in the first round, stopping him is no joke. But, you know, he's no Gilbert Burns. He's not as popular. He's not as famous. I'm pretty sure he doesn't make anywhere near as much money. So he's more hungry. Right? That hunger, there's something about that you can't really contend with. So the fact that he's older, he's more battle-worn, he has less motivation because of, he has less hunger, right? Because of all that he has achieved. What was going to happen going into this fight? And I was hoping that, you know, because he's self-aware, he knows exactly what his own limitations are. He knows the mistakes he has made, that he was going, you know, and he's going to make all the changes necessary. He'll take this seriously. He'll be right back. I mean, he looked to be in really, really good shape, right, going into this fight. And I was really hoping, man, oh my goodness, like, he's going to go out there. He's going to find his form, and he's going to be able to get this done. But that is not what happened, bro. That's not what happened. Michael Morales is a big boy at that weight class. Really, really long. You could tell they really did their homework because of the jabs. He was just jabbing Gilbert over and over again. And if you've watched Gilbert Burns, you know he seems to have a weakness, a small weakness for jabs, right? He was dropped with a jab when he fought Kamaru Usman, and I believe Khamzat Chimaev also dropped him with a jab. So you know, anyone that's studying Gilbert Burns, the jab is going to be a weapon that, all right, we got to make sure we jab this guy. There's got to be something with that. So Michael was jabbing him, just jabbing him. He was also pressuring him, being quite aggressive while staying really low to the ground in case the takedown comes. And this is one thing that I'm going to just say this last part and be done with it. I know I'm rambling too much. One thing that I notice is I don't know why certain fighters with the ability to do certain things don't start doing those things until they're hurt. For example, Gilbert Burns is an excellent grappler. Okay, me using the word excellent, I think actually underscores how good this man is. I think the word excellent does not express in the right words how good Gilbert Burns is at jiu-jitsu. The man has won in the sport of jiu-jitsu against other world-class jiu-jitsu athletes. He has won multiple titles. He's been champion in the world of jiu-jitsu many, many times. This is not a guy that cannot grapple, right? So when he goes out there and he waits until he's hurt to start shooting takedowns, it kind of confuses me. It's like these guys, they fall so in love with striking that, like, the thing that they're really, really good at, it's like they don't do it anymore. And this is a big reason why Khabib, you know, I have a lot of respect for Khabib. I really do. Even though some people don't think I do, but I do. Khabib never fell in love with his hands. You can tell Islam sometimes does. He falls in love with the striking, you know, which is how sometimes he gets hurt. Khabib was different. Khabib was so dominant because he was Every single time he fought, it was his A game. His A game every single time. And when you exercise those muscles, especially in the octagon, it only gets better. Grappling, just like almost anything else, is a perishable skill, man. If you don't hone it, if you don't sharpen it, if you don't use it, you lose it. I mean, I noticed that myself. When I don't train for a long time, the things that I used to be good at, you lose the time. The timing is a big thing. You lose the timing, and everything falls apart, right? So it's just it's a pity seeing that with Gilbert. I would, if he comes back, bro, I really would like to see him just, as soon as the referee says go, build an entire game plan around your jiu-jitsu. Now that you're older, you're probably not as athletic as the rest of these young guys. Your chin probably isn't as good. You're not going to be able to take shots like you used to. This is where jiu-jitsu actually will shine. If you can take these guys down and you can pin them for long periods of time, you can take someone who's ridiculously athletic and all of a sudden they're not athletic, or you can completely cut their athleticism in more than half if you put them on the ground. They become significantly less dangerous. You know, as fighters get older, especially the ones that have a grappling background, I would really love to see them bring that back. And I know things are different. MMA requires a lot of wrestling, and wrestling is really hard on the body. I get that. I'm not saying that's not the case. But I would just love to see these guys start shooting takedowns before they get hurt, as opposed to, oh my God, I'm hurt, now I'm gonna start shooting. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave it at that, bro. I don't want to make this video too long. Just wanted to hop on here, talk about what I just watched. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me your thoughts on what happens with Gilbert Burns next, and I'll see you boys later. Peace out. Have a good one. Good night, boys.